Hey, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to BCB Live. Sir Rick, the producer, and Drive Safe Dave coming to you. Hey, listen, we're gonna have a lot to talk about today, but first we're gonna talk about it real quick. We lost one of our own yesterday, so we're gonna have a quick moment of prayer for one of our drivers out of Oklahoma. We'll say just a quick prayer. Drive Safe, you want to lead that?
Yeah, absolutely. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you and ask for your grace today. Ask for your comfort and your strength in this moment. But we lost one of ours today, and we ask that you comfort his family, you comfort our family, and that you know that we are joined together in your love. Father, we want very much for his family to be comforted and to be taken care of today as they go through a difficult and most difficult times. Father, we ask for this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Drive Safe Dave. And it's always sad to lose somebody, for us here at BCB, we're such a family-oriented company that we really do look at each other as family. And we just want to say a lot of prayers for this family, to for the friends and for our staff up in Oklahoma that's known them for so many years. Hey, listen, we're also today going live on our go-to webinar platform.
We are. We tried yesterday a little bit. We had a few stumbles.
Yep, and we may have some, we're going to have stumbles. I mean, go-to meeting, let's face it, at the end of the day, it wasn't smooth at the end, and it was even less smooth when we began it. So
when is it ever truly smooth when we try something new?
Yeah, it's not like our product was like just amazing, but you know what? We're trying something new. We're gonna have some things that we can get better at. We're gonna keep going at it. So we want your feedback. Listen, we have so many avenues, so many ways to do this. BCB Live at bcbtransport.com. Let us know what you like, what you don't like about it, because some of it just may mean that we have to find out how to do it, right? There's so many functions that maybe we haven't allowed or you just can't see yet that are just a little bit different, but it's all good stuff. We want to make sure that we are doing that part. So Drive Safe, we're asking y'all to just email us at bcblive at bcbtransport.com. Hey, give us a chance to look at it, fix it, address it. Producer, maybe we can put together with HR kind of like an FAQ, right? Frequently asked questions, or an FAC, frequently asked complaints.
Yeah, frequently told complaints. We stumbled, Dylan, yesterday afternoon. We had a few little gitmos and a few little get to this, get to that, and we were trying very hard to hear and to get some interaction and some feedback. But you know what? I think that, like all new things, we'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out.
We have, let's face it, at the end of the day, we have until 2 more weeks to get it figured out. So we're going to practice on it. We're going to get it right all of next week. We're going to continue to make mistakes and Drive Safe. If there's anything we know how to do here, just make a mistake or 2 or 3. So
solid.
I got this thing down. Hey, did you see something here? The sexiest man in Russia. Do you have any idea?
Alive. It's
alive.
Believe, yes. Sexiest man alive.
And if you don't know who this is, let me give you a clue. It's none other than who's that?
Vladimir Putin.
There you go. And guess what? If you beat him in that vote, you probably aren't going to be alive.
Yeah. Well, you might be, but the gulags will fill up quickly. The Russian gulags.
You know what I found funny in this was that he was the only person to receive double-digit votes. Is that a surprise? I mean, listen to me. Technology, you want to be scared of technology? Well, try technology over there when you don't choose Putin, right?
Yeah, somebody is going to Siberia today.
I thought it was funny in the article. It actually said that 18% of women said that there were no sexy men in Russia, and so just as many people voted no.
I need to move there. I need to move there. If he can pull off first, I got a good third. I'm top 10. Let's face it.
And with a little vodka, I'm in the top 3. I'm in the top 3.
Oh man, hey, Drive Safe. Listen, I was flipping through the news yesterday.
Come on,
and I was flipping through, and I went to your buddy Shepard Smith, and when I watched it, but the headline read this. It was Shepard talking about the ketchup shortage.
Oh, this dude is so stealing our stuff every time.
I mean, is there any news more relevant than what BCB Live, the safest station in the nation, brings you today?
You know what? I'm wanting credit from now on. They need to stay up and say, "Hey, from BCB Live, breaking news story from BCB Live," and then go ahead and talk.
Our sources run deep. You know, our sources run deep, and we're very proud of it. Hey, drive safe. We also talked about this, and this just came out yesterday regarding the infrastructure. Right?
Oh yeah.
So it's a big money. So here it is, right here. The transportation part of that is, it's a $2 trillion infrastructure spending,
huge.
Which is going to do this. And I think producers got it up there. It's going to create or save 15 million jobs a year.
Wow.
8.8 million alone in transportation.
That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
That right there will put a lot of people to work.
So you know me, I'm a numbers guy.
Okay, come on.
So I've said, that just sounds like a great number, like almost too good to be true if I'm reading it like that. So I go back, and as of March,
okay,
the United States is sitting at 6% unemployment, which comes out to 9.7 million people unemployed.
Wait a minute.
Sad, but do the math for me real quick, buddy.
Where are they coming from? Is everybody? I guess every single person plus some are going to have a job. I guess
you know what? If you're looking for a second job, congratulations, we got it coming your way. I don't know how that.
And save. I think the key in there was in save jobs.
It's
right?
But
you're right. The numbers don't match.
They don't match, and there's and it was done by some smarter folks than I am, and
of course.
And again, it didn't take me a lot of numbers to get mine together. 9.7 million jobs, unemployed, and there's
only 9 million. Only 9 million.
No, it's 15 million across the whole infrastructure.
Oh my goodness.
9 million in transportation,
So,
which I will tell you this, producer, when you look at that list up there, the transportation part, look at that. It blows away everybody else. Now, I don't know what all that entails, in transportation. Is that, that's moving rocks. That's dispatchers. I think it's everything, literally everything. That's it probably includes those making the stop signs that you see people out there holding.
Yeah, and that includes the guys. I believe that includes the safety guys, the guys putting out cones, the guys, the traffic, the police. That also includes anybody that's on the road, I think.
Producer?
Yeah.
So it says here in the article that transportation and materials moving makes up 60% of the infrastructure-related occupations. And within that category, jobs for commercial drivers of heavy trucks and light truck and delivery drivers would account for 1.9 million and 901,300 jobs, respectively, roughly 2.81 million jobs total, which is about 20% of the 15 million jobs estimated in that report.
Wow, that's a lot of CDL and non-CDL drivers.
No, it really is.
So that's a lot. So you're right. It's going to suck some people that way.
Yes. Hey, so you're home alone right now. All right, and so and I want to get to that. Trust me on this. But before we do that, I know you're a big cruiser. We talked about this, I think, yesterday. The cruise ships have now gone right at a year without sailing.
I don't know how.
I don't know how they done. Well, I mean, it's easy how, right? You just don't go anywhere. I mean,
those things cost a lot of money to port. Those things cost a lot of money to maintain.
So last year, Carnival posted a $10 billion loss last year.
Wow.
First quarter of this year, a $2 billion loss.
Well, they need to do a nice cruise package.
Let me tell you something. Yes, expect some pretty good deals, right? Coming out.
I'm ready.
Holy cow! And so what they're saying is they have these ships here, and I think I think they're saying we're out of here. Hey, treat us like everybody else with COVID. Why can't we go back to work in July? We talked about how they plan on going out July 6th. I think that was the Norwegian.
Right. Norwegian.
Carnival saying, hey, let us out. Let us go. But the CDC rules don't really apply to them yet. So they're saying, hey, I guess they're ported here.
They are ported here. Yeah, they got, I know in Galveston, there's 2 ships ported there. I know in New Orleans, they have 2 ships ported in New Orleans. And Cape Canaveral has 4. I mean, and Miami's got, I think, 3, because my wife and I have been on a lot. And even Puerto Rico's ported 1, and that's to U.S. territory as well. So
if you want the rest of the story, hey, tune into Fox or ABC or CNN. They'll have it in a couple of days.
They'll have nice video. They'll have a break. They'll have an on the ground reporter.
So tell me about being home alone. I mean, are you running around in the undies right now, the boxers?
Yeah, so I know this doesn't sound like what everybody wants to do, but I did a 3-hour documentary on the Crimean War, and I was on the Battle of Balaclava and Inkman. And this war, the Crimean War, shaped the world.
What movie is this?
It's not a movie; it's a documentary. It's just based upon, like, they would go over the letters and the history documents of every officers and at the time being there. And this is one of the first wars where they had photography. So there's some old still photos and some sketch and drawings, and it's pretty interesting. I know that a lot of people don't, but have you ever heard of the...
Me included. I don't know what that... aren't interested?
Yeah.
No, I was just asking me. Hey, but I know you're a history buff, so go ahead. And you're not alone. We got some history.
Yeah. So the battle of the charge of the Light Brigade is in there.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've probably heard of that.
Nope.
Nope. It is not for them to reason why, but for them to do or die into the valley of the Battle of Death they rode. Have you not heard that?
I haven't heard of that either.
Mr. Tennyson, Alfred Lord Tennyson. Okay, anyway.
We can do this all day, and the answer will be no. I promise you. It'll be
Let
no.
me tell you, I was not interrupted. Nobody told me I needed to do something. Nobody told me I needed to go pick something or take out the trash. Nobody told me I was able to sit there and enjoy my Chinese takeout and watch 3 hours of the Crimean War before I went to bed.
Oh, well, good for you, man. That's exciting. And I heard you in here bright and early, too.
Yeah,
it sounded like you're in here, or you're on somebody's speakerphone or something. But I felt that presence of Drive Safe Dave early. Hey, listen, today is Thursday, right? It is Thankful Thursday. It's our day to go out there and say thank you to each and every one of you for what you do. Hey, listen, if you're out there right now, if you're one of our driver managers, if you're a planner, if you're a CSR, hey, one or two of you, come on in here, get yourselves in the studio. I want you to come in here and I want you to say thank you to our drivers. Don't be afraid of the big screen, right?
No.
You got Putin to here and you got second place right here. You know what? You'll at least be the third. You'll be in third place.
Right, because I won't even scoreboard.
But here we go. If you can, come on in here for a quick thank. Drive safe. But when we think about Thankful Thursday, what does that mean to you, buddy?
Man, it gives us an opportunity to highlight and to focus on the drivers at hand, the drivers that we have, and to not forget to appreciate what it is they do each and every day. They're out there doing the hard work, pulling the heavy loads, and putting themselves out there in harm's way each and every day, and finding a way to do it good. I mean, do it well, and finding a way to be safe, and finding a way to deliver the freight that's much needed across the country. And it's not slowing down. I mean, it's not slowing down. And we want to be able to say thank you and not forget to say thank you. I think that's one of the main reasons that we use Thankful Thursday every week, is we want to make sure that we never forget what our real mission here is, and that's to appreciate what's being done out there each and every day. Here we go. We have...
You know what?
Nobody... Look at this.
Come on in. Come on in.
Y'all just come on. Just come back here. The line up right here.
This is what I'm talking about right here. Folks that just want to come in, and DJ's even got an acceptance speech written up here. Hey, come on. Step up here, Gabi. Sit right here. No, just stand up right here. You're bien. Hey, talk to our folks here. Tell them about what you're thankful for.
First of all, I'm thankful for family that's going for a very, very hard time. And when I got the news, it really hit me. And I want to tell you guys, Ronnie, I know you're listening out there. I know he was your best friend. So I really appreciate you calling me and telling me, even though it was my home time, was a very special driver for us. That man gave everything for his family, for his nephews, for his kids. And I was super thankful for the call. Super thankful for everything he did for us. He was a great, great man. And I just wanted to come out here and really tell you guys, I'm so sorry for the loss that we had. Because it really hit me. It was my driver. I was his DM. And I know everything he suffered. And everything the family was going through. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Gabi. Appreciate that. Yes, and that's just, it's the family part, right? That's what we do here at BCB. We do that better than most, is family. We feel the joys, the pains, the sufferings, the good and the bad. So, hey, Gabi, thank you for that. We do appreciate that. Hey, talk to us, Deej.
Oh, DJ?
DJ, get up there with you got it. You already got your script written down.
I'd like to thank everyone here at our BCB family. I'd like to give a special support and love and everything. It's a great loss. And hopefully everybody be safe out there, through We all family here, and I respect everybody in here. Each and every one of you. Great people here. I love this company. You know, they got to drag me out of here.
Especially Dave.
All right. Come on in here, young lady.
I just want to thank all my drivers. I know that we ask a lot of you every single day, and I know sometimes it's painful or it's a pain for you guys, but I want to thank everybody. You guys do a great job every day in and out. You come out of the house early. You do extra work for us, even when I know that you want to be home. I love working here. I've only been not even a year, and this is my family.
Awesome.
It's been great. So, and I want to say my condolences. That was a tough loss.
It's tough, and we see you're representing the Arkansas. Did you switch teams on us?
No. This has always been my team. It just depends on what sport we're playing.
Come on up, Kitty.
Yeah, get close to mine.
I just want to say thanks to all the drivers that do great pre-trips and post-trips and take care of the equipment. Makes our job 100 times easier and enjoyable when we get to talk to you guys and you're handling business out there. We appreciate you guys very much for what you do. And if we can help you anyway in the maintenance department, please call us. Let us know. We'll help you any way we can to make sure you're safe and we get you home and get your truck off the side of the road if we have to. And I started the same day Heather did. What was it? 8 months ago? 9 months ago?
Yeah,
And it's when you're somewhere and you enjoy it, the time flies. And I mean, we got a great team and working with Dover and Rick and all these guys, man, it's amazing. So glad to be here and thankful Thursday.
All right. Love that stuff. And it's cool to hear somebody say in spite of Dover, right? With Dover. That was kind of cool. I like that. Hey, we do appreciate all that. Listen, family is so important here at BCB. I mean, we have a lot of struggles we're going to go through. We're going to have successes. We're going to have some tough times. And this is one of those tough times. When we lose one of our own, it does hurt, right? I mean, and we've done this a few times. But you know what? That's what family is. We're here. Hey, let's make sure that we'll take care of, we'll get the letters out, the condolences out to all that. But hey, just want to make sure that y'all know that, man, there's something special about this company. And it's only special because of what you see right here and because of you. You are what make this company what it is. And I want to say thank you for doing that. Thank you for opening up yourself, for making making yourselves vulnerable. It's what we do. It's what family does. And it's a lot easier to do when you're with the ones that you love. So thank you to each and every one of you. Hey, y'all, I appreciate you coming in. I know we got Buckle Up Bob getting ready to walk in here as well.
So, Bob, what you got going on? Welcome to the show. It is Thankful Thursday.
It is. And so hopefully our drivers got a little chuckle out of my cartoon for them. That I sent them at the top of the email. So it is Thankful Thursday, and thank each and every one of you for a job well done. And I got another big thank you going out to some people when we get into the weather, because there were some things, and this is what I love about the culture here and what's happening as we gradually improve it each and every day. But we've been talking about myths versus realities, and it's Distracted Driving Awareness Week. Again, we've got a bunch of awareness weeks coming up.
We do?
Yes, we do. We have the Work Zone Awareness Week, and we'll do a thing on that next week
Nice.
for work zones. We're going to see some issues. We've seen some issues this week with our videos in work zones, so it's probably a great time to really hit this hard and remind everybody we just have to slow down. But, I do this a lot. This myth here really kind of was personal to me because I've done it. But when I'm stopped at a traffic light, right, I'll fire off a text or maybe make a call while I'm sitting there. But AAA has studies that shows that you are still distracted up to 27 seconds after sending a voice text. So don't know how they measure that, but they've got the statistics. So, you just got to remember that I think what this whole thing shows is there's just things we take for granted, but you're still distracted and don't even know it maybe at sometimes, Dave. A lot of times when you really drill down to we peel back the onion and try to get to the root cause of stuff, we had a talk with the drivers but pretty many months ago. And one of the things talking about, a driver had said, well, they came from nowhere. Well, if that's ever what happened, then you were distracted somehow, right? Because typically people they're somewhere. They didn't just come from nowhere. So they're out there. Something prevented us from seeing them, and it could be a myriad of things. Maybe they were tuck under your trailer, tailgating you, and you couldn't see them. But again, if you're keeping your eyes moving, you had at some point they were back far enough and got up there. So it's just one of those things where they really don't come from nowhere, but there's things that can preoccupy us that we just kind of take for granted at times, I think.
Yeah, that saying that came from nowhere basically just genuinely means surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
And
right.
ill-prepared, right? Surprised and ill-prepared. So, and we don't want that to happen to anybody, right? We want everybody to genuinely stay focused out there, because I think that, distracted driving encompasses so many things. What we do out there, it's not just. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you. One of my biggest distracted driving is eating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm digging in the lunch sack. I'm digging in the food. I'm trying to find my drink. And it's got to be a distraction. I know. I've actually been pulled over for eating in the truck. I've been because he thought I was weaving. And he pulled me over and he said, "What are you doing?" And I go, "What's wrong?" I had no idea why I was getting pulled over. And he said, "Well, you were weaving back there. I want to make sure you weren't tired." And I said, "Oh," I said, "Well, I have all my nuggets, and I was using the different dipping sauces on the dash, and I was trying to get I wanted to have a variety."
That sounds really dangerous.
DOT violation.
Yeah, the dash is cluttered with dipping sauce.
I'm telling you, it's not a good idea. Learn from my mistake. The multiple dipping sauces can be a genuine distraction. And because of it, I was weaving on the road and appeared to be either fatigued,
right,
or the officer looked and thought maybe I was in distress in some way,
absolutely,
because of the way I was driving. So I agree.
Absolutely, and you bring up a great point. It's about being prepared, okay?
Right, yeah.
And so last night, what our DMs did, a driver called in and said, "Hey, I'm sitting in Monroe, Louisiana. I'm listening to the local weather, and they've got tornado warnings all over." So he called Tanisha. Tanisha looked up the trucks, sent a fleet message, but then also let everybody know. And so just a great job to Michael Jones, trying to be out there and reporting stuff. We talk about it all the time that you're our storm chasers. So great job on that. And then Tanisha getting the word out. That's what it takes to keep our drivers safe. We hear something like that, we got to get the word out. We warned them that there was Louisiana was going to have some potential strong storms, but then it started to develop, and Michael Jones took it a step further, and Tanisha got the word out, not only to the drivers, but the BCB as well.
Nice job, Mike Jones.
So thank you, Michael. Again, our weather right now, we don't have a lot going on. There's some thunderstorms in Louisiana down in that southern part in the Gulf, and we're going to have, as the day goes by, it's going to kind of stay in Louisiana for the most part. There'll be some showers in Texas, things of that nature, but none of all the severe stuff is going to be in the New Orleans area. And then we got the winds will pick up this afternoon. Again, just a couple areas. There are going to be some trouble spots, expected to be trouble spots. So if you run into that, slow down. We'll have some warnings up in the geofences just so that you can be warned a little bit. But we just want to make sure that everybody pays attention to the winds, look for the signs. Now, we do have some videos, and we got some good ones, and we got some we got to learn from. And so that's all I have for today on this Thankful Thursday. Anybody got anything for me? All right.
You raise your hand, right? That's the new. So if you want to speak,
you don't have to.
But you have the opportunity on here to. So Dylan, what is it they do? They click. So kind of tell us what they need to do in order to participate.
So you raise your hand here, and we actually do have a few people here. So we got David Mason. What do you got for us today? I allowed you to unmute yourself there, so you should be able to go into it. Mr. Mason, David Mason.
What are they going to have to do when you click on them? They're going to have to accept that,
will
right?
Pop up with a screen asking you if you would like to unmute yourself after I give you the option here. Hey, Mr. Mason, what do you got for us today?
I just wanted to say reciprocate the Thankful Thursday to you guys also from us, or at least for me. I'm one of the new drivers, and I've got some more work to do, but like I told Dave last week, these calls and these videos, and I have really, really noticed people's driving and just that mentality of mine. And it's just a lot of it is due to the culture and the videos and the whole setup here at BCB. And I just want to reciprocate the thankfulness today.
Thank you, David.
I spoke to him this last week, and I talked to him a little bit about the show and a little bit about what was going on. And, really cool, really nice to hear from, different people about how it's affecting them positively, right?
Oh, yeah. If I remember right, David and I had a conversation the first week on a minor video, but he was very professional, receptive to getting better. And hey, before I forget, that Speed and Space winner, I forgot to mention the driver's name, Donald Therio.
Oh, okay, good.
So, Donald, hey, thank you, buddy.
All
Forgot
right.
your name to include that, bud.
Who's up next?
Who's next?
All right, we got Chris Wasson. Let me go ahead and get you unmuted there, and you are good to go. What do you got for us today, Chris?
What up, Chris?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. A couple of things on that distracted driving part when he was talking about at a stoplight. And I was guilty of this because I got in the wreck when I was younger. Is when you're stopped and you put your head down or you're focusing on your phone and your peripheral vision, you see the car next to you that starts to move, and he might just be adjusting his space between him and the next car, and you automatically see, okay, it's good to go, and you start giving it gas, and boom, you rear end the car in front of you. So that's one reason why you don't want to take your eyes somewhere else other than the road in front of you. That and the another distracted part of the driving would be eating, which I'm guilty of. Eating and trying to steer the wheel is a big problem that I'm still working on. That's all I got.
That's a great point. I've ruined many a shirt trying to eat and drive because there's the ketchup.
I
It's
don't
going to end
have
up
a shirt without a stain on it. I don't own one.
Thank you, Chris. Who's next, producer?
All right. Yeah, you too, Chris. We got Jeff Marsh. What do you got for us today, Jeff?
What up, Jeff?
Jeffrey Marsh.
Jeffrey Marsh. What do you got for us?
He's at a stoplight. He can't talk. Who's next, producer?
next?
All right, Noe Munoz. What do you got for us today?
Noe.
Munoz.
What's going on, Noe?
No, I just hit the button by mistake.
It's all right. We've hit
Are you
many
distracted?
buttons. All right, we hit many buttons by mistake, Noe.
I was trying it out and I hit the button.
All right, buddy.
All right, Luander. What do you got for us today, Luander?
What's up, Lou?
Lulu.
I think we're going to still have to work on the process of making sure everybody understands what it is they need
All
to do.
right.
Yeah.
So Donald Scott, what do you got for us today?
There's Donald.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up, Don?
You figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I figured. Well, David Dover helped me yesterday get back on here, so
Look at that, Mr. Tech guy right here.
actually hit the button trying to catch my phone because I about dropped it when I was walking a while ago.
Okay, that's a nice save.
Another distraction. You got to be alert while you're walking.
Yeah, nice save though, Don.
Yes, sir.
All right, Alan Arnold, what do you got for us today?
Mr. Arnold.
Hey, you there? All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I figured it out. Hey, I got it. I got a suggestion. I'm the most least tech savvy. Anyways, suggestion. Put on a questionnaire on BCB Live, .com there to answer out or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we
To
gotta
ask
figure
those
it out.
questions. Yeah, to ask those questions. I mean, and give a 10-hour shift or whatever to 10, 12 hours to respond back to the email. You know what I mean?
We might have a magic word of the day.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. You know what? We're going to come up with something that we can figure out. We understand that there's going to be some difficulties, and we're going to try to go past them, and we're going to try to make it work. I do know that we are trying desperately to figure out a better interactive system that will be broadened across the, not just here at BCB, but even open it up to other people and make it a lot more than what you guys have created this fantastic interactive deal with us that we want to allow more people to be involved in.
Absolutely. And you hear Sir Rick say it all the time. We don't run from anything. So if we're doing something that, and Eric, great job bringing up a potential issue there. So
absolutely.
Now we can address that and see, hey, maybe we got to go to plan B, but we're going to work through that. But we need your feedback. Absolutely. Sir Rick's always asking for feedback. Thank you, Alan.
All right, Donna Kasem, what do you got for us today, Donna?
Yes, good morning.
Hey, Donna.
I was messing around. I was messing around with the app and everything, trying to figure it out. First of all, whenever I go to join, it kept asking me for a code, and I'm going, oh. So then I logged in under the Facebook, and it popped right up. I haven't done the where it's the calendar yet to see if it'll automatically log me in. So I was having issues with that. I don't know if anybody else is or was. And then second of all, I double clicked on the little picture and it made it bigger. And now all I'm able to do, and I have the Android, now all I have to do is just turn my phone sideways where I have the bigger picture. So it is much better quality, I will say. The sound is better quality. The screen is better quality. I can actually, read the states and without, thinking, well, do I have to get a magnifying glass to be able to see all this? But, it is better quality. And I know you guys do have a lot of bugs to work out. And I do agree with Eric. Like right now, I'm just parked up. I'm fixing to walk over to the shop and talk to them about a few things. But it's there's got to be a certain way. And I understand that, the counting was a little bit, not difficult to count everybody to make sure on the old go-to meeting. But, when Alan Arnold said, answer questions, well, that's still going back to the same deal where, somebody has to be counting. And, so there's got to be a better way. And I understand that you guys will, there's a lot of bugs to work out and everything, but there's some way that it's got to be able to count without you guys having to sit there and count like you did on the old go-to meeting. To me, the suggestion it was a good suggestion, don't get me wrong, but you still have to sit there and count all this. But once again, kudos to you guys for the progress and it just blows my mind on a daily basis. BCB, you all blow my mind on a daily basis because of the safety culture, the maintenance department. Everything. It's just awesome. And I just love BCB. I love y'all to pieces. And thank you so much for everything you do, being it's Thankful Thursday. Thank you.
Hey, Donna, thank you. Thanks a lot. And, I appreciate that. And it's nice to know that there's a little bit better quality video. We're all going to learn how to use it a little better. And we've got some things to work through. We're admitting it was just day one, and I'm really not ever really good at day one on anything that I did.
One thing that there's got to be some kind of filter on here to help me lose some weight on the video. So we're going through the filters myself. So I was actually out there trying to mess with it a little bit. I thought it was pretty neat. It was easy to get into. I even exited and got the questions on that. So just a real quick thing for you. Pay attention to this right here. Not the guns. All right, not the guns, just the color.
Definitely the
guns.
Just
the color.
Definitely the guns. We got to try to figure out a way, maybe not necessarily to do a visual thing, but maybe if you're just listening and driving, we do something that we do verbally or something that we announce verbally so that we can, that way you don't have to watch the video.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
And we'll try to figure that out. We'll try to find a way to make it work for everybody and try to do it. But you know what? We have an opportunity here to change for the better. And when I was driving day one, I wasn't very good at it. When I was dad day one, I definitely wasn't good at it. And when I was husband day one, I wasn't good at it. So it takes a little bit of training. I'm just telling you, I needed training in all those categories.
And your feedback is so critical to what we do. And again, constructive criticism, all that is, you're not going to be any harder on us than we are. I'm telling you, we look at these videos every day to try to say, what can we do better? And again, aside from getting two new people that know what they're doing up here, so mark that one. But, we're going to continue to work on this. Yeah, we're going to continue to add items to the show to make it better. We've got to get used to what we have right now. And that's going to, we still have a little bit to go. We're not there yet. To be able to use this screen behind me, it's going to be phenomenal. But I'll tell you, it's the little things, right? If you're up there showing the TV today, hey, guess what? You can't hear us. So
You're
we
talking to the
gotta
screen.
put some mics up there so we can, boom mics or whatever they're called. I've learned more about studio stuff than I ever really wanted to. Drive safe, Dave. But it is cool. It's a lot of changes for the producer. To try to we got to work on our techniques, right, to make it a smoother transition for you. We got to get more information, more filler information to help during some of these transitions. But know that we're here for you. We're doing this to keep our culture going the right way, to make sure that we are keeping that culture safe. Because when it comes to safety, Drive Safe, one of the things I love about this, and I sincerely do, is that before we did this, and just think about it today, back in the day, there were quarterly safety meetings that were quote unquote required, and every company did them. Does that still even happen today? I don't know any company, I'm going to say, that brings their drivers in for a quarterly safety meeting. Maybe it still happens for those that, are going back and forth. But in what we do today, man, it's like we're having a quarterly safety meeting with real information on it every single day.
And I'm going to tell you that it's better than any quarterly safety meeting that I've ever been to, because they always had the same pamphlets, always had the same videos.
It was just a checkbox.
It was a checkbox.
It was a checkbox,
and you did the same. You may have had a small snack while you went through the deal, and it was never the best snack. I always wanted I was never impressed with the
and you
snack.
know what else it was? And then you had the safety person up there just telling you what you
reading
it was
from
all,
a sheet.
Yeah, it was all about the electronic, not the paper log.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of saying, hey, you got to do your foreman manner and going over the same thing. And God, it's about protecting life. Is there anything more important out there than protecting life?
There's not. There's nothing more important than making sure that everyone is safe. I mean, that we all go home every day.
You can teach a logbook, right? You can, hey, you didn't put the trailer number in here, the tractor number here, your foreman manner. You can, but what you can't do is get life back. No. What we've got to make sure we continue to do is focus on the decision making process that we behind the scenes, because Drive Safe, this as well as anybody else is, we in that dispatch office, we as salesmen, we have the ability to put our drivers' minds at ease. And when we dispatch them aggressively, they feel that. They know that they're being pushed. We don't do that. We don't need that happening. We need that communication there. Hey, producer, I know we got some questions. Who do we got?
Yeah, excuse me. We got Justin Hayes. What do you got for us today?
Justin Hayes out taking pictures.
Yeah, that was crazy this morning.
That was crazy.
So, what about, I don't want to sound rude, how about you just trust us that we log on and listen? I mean, we're all adults. We log on. A lot of us participate. But also, too, with the new format, I know we're just supposed to listen to Bob's portion. So if we listen to Bob's portion and hang up, do we still get credit?
Absolutely.
If we don't get to answer the survey question,
I exited. Yeah, hey, so Justin, listen to this. So I exited out of there, and I was able to still answer the question. So I exited out after Bob's segment was over, and it pops me up those questions. Those questions only will pertain to Buckle Up Bob. And listen, I don't. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're not doing anything yet, and at the end of the day, we may not do it. So unfortunately, we brought up an idea of what it would do to help it make it easier for us to track, and it may not work. So guys, I'm going to say, get off of that. Don't even worry about that question thing. I mean, if you're thinking about that, listen, that's not what it's about. At the end of the day, we want you on Buckle Up Bob. If that means I got to keep doing how we're doing, I don't care about that. I'm just trying to say, hey, how do we make it a little easier? How do we put a questionnaire on it anyway that you can answer and say something, have a little fun with it? So don't, if you're worried about that affecting your bonus, listen, you're worried about the wrong thing. That's not going to affect anything. Okay, so we're just trying to find ways to interact. And let me tell you one more thing. I love doing things a little bit different. We can't keep doing the same thing. We got to challenge ourselves. You got to challenge yourselves to do things different. Look out what else is out there. Take advantage of the technology that's given to us to make us better. But what I'm going to tell you too is I'm not I ain't the smartest person around, but I'm not the dumbest either. I'm not going to do something to hurt y'all. I'm not putting things in place to take away your money. Listen, I want you to earn the money. I want you to drive the safest. I put value on that. A lot of value. I'm going to put so much value on it is that we've created a studio here. We're going to pay you your safety bonuses. I love y'all with the bottom of my heart. I want you safe out there more than you ever can probably know. It's not about the questionnaire. It's not about the go-to. It's about giving you a better presentation and drive safe. It's not only about just to our drivers, it's about giving other drivers a better presentation because, again, big picture, I'm after the safety of the country. I'm after the safety of the industry.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm after.
It's a bigger picture thing. This is an opportunity to create a genuine platform across a broader scale, and y'all have to lead the way.
Yep.
We're just along for the ride. We're just here to help. We're just here to help, but genuinely, the success of the show, the success of the program, and the success that you're performing out there on the road is genuine.
Yeah.
It is a real factor. And, you know, we look for our own personal benefit. We want to know who's on. We want to know how many because we want to be able to share that information. We want to show that, look at these numbers and then look what's happening here. We have a chance to demonstrate to the industry, to more than just us.
Yep.
If you can make a difference here, right? Can't you make a difference in every trucking company by doing it right here? I mean, we have a chance to show that,
We
right?
do.
We have a chance to go to our insurance companies, to go to other insurance companies and show that by your leadership, by your willingness to participate, by your wanting to be safe, by you appreciating what's going on here, and by you doing something about it of real value out there and showing, we have a chance to share that.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this right here. More important is this. We have the ability to share this format with other trucking companies.
Absolutely.
This isn't a secret sauce that I'm willing to hold on to.
No.
This is a secret sauce that y'all have helped create that we're going to share with the other trucking companies because we want them safe out there on the road. We want them to have this, you know, and none of us are perfect. And it's not just our drivers. Listen to me. I need the dispatchers, the salesmen, the CSRs, the ownership of other companies to give a daggum about safety.
Right.
And safety to many folks is just about this, talking. It's not a talking thing. It's an action item. It requires action from ownership, action from the planners, action from dispatchers, action from managers, action from you out there doing the work. It requires action from our shippers, action from the receivers. It's an action item thing that has to happen. Safety is about that. And that's what we're about. Hey, we know we got some more questions out there, but real quick, we got to get it over to
HR.
Good morning, Miss Christie. Oh, good morning, Miss Christie. Maybe Christie didn't sign on the go-to webinar.
She can't.
Here we go. Wash your hands. What else we got, producer? We got wash your hands, wear your mask.
I know one of the birthdays.
Who we got?
James Johnson, the guy doing the interview today.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome.
I do know it's James Johnson's birthday today.
All right. Well, we can't hear Christy right now, but we'll figure this part out. So we have James Johnson today for the interview.
Here she comes running in. Come on, Miss Christy.
You can use that one there. So as we get Christy in here, hey, we do got a birthday, so you stole her thunder.
I did steal her thunder a little bit, but I kind of wanted to.
That's okay. There's another one.
Oh, is there really? I knew there was one, and it was from the guy doing the interview. Something.
Yes. Just wanted to mention real quick also that we do have a pet policy. So if you are interested in having an animal on the tractor with you, please make sure that you are letting us know because we have an application that needs to be completed. There is a deposit as well. So if you have any questions, please contact me at extension 168, or you can contact Shelly at 146, and we'll be happy to help you with that. And then as far as birthdays, we have two today. One is for Randy Henry, and the other is for James Johnson. Happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday to you.
All right.
And keep wearing those masks, wash your hands, and use that antibacterial. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Miss Christy.
boy, let me tell you something else on that. You know, we have many drivers that are hitting their anniversaries. I know we didn't have an anniversary today. Hey, but if you don't know this, and if you're listening and maybe you just joined BCB or maybe you weren't here when we said all this, when you hit your anniversary, hey, guess what? You get a little cash money too. You get cash money on your anniversary, so look forward to it. We're going to celebrate to you, not by just a happy anniversary, but by cash. You know why? Because
Cold, hard cash.
Thank you, sir. That's exactly what it is. And that goes into just a little bit more because your value at BCB, right? Your value at BCB, you are a safer driver when you're here longer. You know, we are a safer company with you sitting in here, working with us, making this company all it can be. We're all just a little bit better. We're going to reward you for being here because you add that much more value to our company. Yeah. It's important.
Yeah, and as you continue to, and your family, and you know what? You have an opportunity to share and create and make something fantastic here that I am blown away every day by not only what it is y'all do out there, but y'all catch me talking out there about safety in the yard. Y'all catch me talking. Y'all call me on the phone and we talk safety, and y'all send me text messages. Y'all pick up the phone and y'all call me and we talk. And you know what? And you know what? It might be a problem or here, but we always talk about safety in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and it has become a genuine, fantastic. Thank you. It's become a genuine passion for me, and it is without question number one value for me in anything I do with trucking.
Awesome, and yeah, and you know it's Justin just yesterday sent a picture of a parking spot. I think it was a Flying J, but it was a But it was saying, hey, it's against the law to consume alcohol on our premises. You know, going into what we were talking about last month. And I'm right with you. Those things are cool. When y'all participate, when you send us emails, texts, and you know, Alan's good about doing that as well. You got a lot of people that send a lot of great pictures in. We love that stuff. And it shows how your passion has grown on the same subject of safety. And that's what we're going to continue to do, Drive Safe. We're going to drive it home because it helps instill it into us inside here. That means inside this office. We have got to be as safe as you are, or it doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all.
Yeah, we have got to speak the same language that you do, or it doesn't work. Safety is that important that we're going to spend a lot of time, you know, all morning talking about it. Drive Safe, they don't know this too, but when we start our meetings up, again, when BCB has a meeting and it includes more than 2 people, it must start with our safety subject. So when we conduct meetings with bankers or with customers and we are leading that conversation, we start it with safety.
Right. And as we should start everything, right?
Amen. No doubt about it.
That's the whole mentality, is that if you're going to start the day with safety, we're going to start our day with safety. We're going to start our topics with safety, and we're going to start what we're doing with safety. And with because we want to share that safety with customers too, right? We want to share safety with anybody that walks in the building, and we want to share that safety with each other.
And that's how we get it out to our customers, is by talking about it, letting them know what we are with safety, how they can help us be a better safety company. Hey, Drive Safe, I know we have an interview coming up. We have one question, then we got the interview. Who do we got?
All right, we got Richie Neese. I see you've been on for quite some time. Richie,
come on, Richie.
Yeah, I just lost you. You just put your hand down, Richie. Find you. Let me come find you, Richie.
The bill must have came. That's alligator arms, right? Oh no, Tab's here. I'm out.
Oh wait, that's the ticket. That's the ticket.
All right, Richie, what do you got for us?
Hey, Richie, good morning to you, buddy.
You know, they do have, I think in the program, I think we show a little delay. I said sometimes because when he unmutes them, they have to say, yeah. There you are.
I think there we go.
Yes,
we hear you, sir.
All right, I just trying to see. I'm trying to learn this new technology y'all got.
Sounds like you got it figured out, Richie.
Well, so far so good. But y'all have a good day and be safe. I just be sure I was on the right page with this.
No, you did it, and congrats. Hey, way to raise your hand. That's how you do it, Richie. When you only raise your hand when you have a question. When the bill comes, let me tell you, don't put your hand up. Take that sucker down.
Well, my arm stayed raised about 10 minutes, about to fall off now.
Oh, that's very funny.
Hey, Richie, I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it. And Drive Safe, who do we got with the interview today?
We got James Johnson today.
James Johnson. We got James on, or he may have to go make a delivery or something.
I don't know. He was on earlier.
Hey, James, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
What's going on today?
Well, I am sitting still in South Carolina. I haven't started my day yet. I have another 30 minutes before my 10's done.
What's the weather like out there? It should be what I see. It looks like sunshine this morning.
It's a little bit of sunshine, just a thin haze over the top. It's not really clear, but it's a pretty day. Beautiful weather. It's nice temperature outside.
Good trucking weather.
Yeah, it's great. Yes.
Well, James, hey, I appreciate you coming on. First of all, I wanted to start and just say hi. And before we start, I want to tell you happy birthday.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate all the happy birthdays today. I heard all that.
You got a chance to celebrate one more year, one more moment, and it's nice to be in 35, isn't it, James?
Again and again. Yes, sir.
So, James, I got told, I got recommended. You know who recommended you, James? I just want you to know that you know who recommended you.
Yes, she actually called me and asked. She called me and asked if I was willing. Yes.
HR actually recommended you today for many reasons, but being great, being very receptive, being just fun to talk to. So, and I, you know what, I really haven't had an opportunity to talk to you too much, have it, James? I mean, really, not usually, but we have talked, but not a lot.
No, generally when we have conversation, you have so much going on. You've got to get the information to and from and go. It's usually you're just blowing and going when we have a chance.
Yeah, and you know what? And then unfortunately, I wish I could. I wish my time wasn't so demanded of, but it is what it is, and I'm going to deal with it as long as I have an opportunity to interact with you guys and make sure that I get done for you and serve you and be what you need for me at the moment. I really, really want that. All right, James, let's talk a little bit about you. Why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you tell me where you're from?
I am born and raised in Tyler, Texas.
Nice.
Other than the 4 years I was in the military, I have been in Tyler area my entire life.
Oh, nice. When you went to Tyler back in the day, there was just one high school, wasn't there?
There was three in that day. There was a private Catholic high school, TK Gorman, and then there was Robert E. Lee and John Tyler High School, which they've changed the names now to Tyler Legacy and Tyler High, I think.
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
that was part of that was kind of part of that PC movement.
No, I got it. I got you. And so you grew up there and you lived there most of your life. Now you said you were in the military. What was your MOS in the military?
I was a 902, which is in the Air Force. They call it an AFSC, Air Force Specialty Code, which it's MOS. But I was a nurse's aide. No, they called us glorified bedhead jockeys.
You know what? People don't. You know what I find very interesting is that there's so many jobs in the military there's a job. So many people have different jobs, and that's why I like to ask about MOSs and just find out what people do because, as you go through the military and as you've been in the military, where were you stationed when you were in the military?
Well, I did my basic training in Lackland like all the Air Force does, and then they sent me to Shepherd Air Force Base in Wichita Falls for the first phase of my training for my job, and then I ended up in Andrews Air Force Base in Washington, D.C. area in Maryland for the second phase of my training, and then they shipped me to Germany for my where I was stationed, and that's where I spent 3.5 years in Germany at a military hospital. And so we got to see all the branches of service. They did a lot of humanitarian missions during that time. When I arrived in Germany, I was there from 88 to 91.
Oh,
and
wow.
So I got
3 years before you.
Yeah, and the exchange rate was 191. The Deutschmark was what they were going by then. They didn't have the euro, and the exchange rate was 1.91 Deutschmark to the dollar. So we had a lot of buying power over there at that time. So you
So
could buy
I'll just tell you, yeah, that's cool. Because when I was there in '76, it was 4-1.
Oh,
and, and then in '83, when I was there, it was 2.5 to 1. So it had gone down dramatically from '76 to '83. But it's nice to win a pint of beer will only cost you a quarter. 25 cents. But it is what it is. So where were you stationed in Germany? Ramstein. I think I asked you, was it Ramstein or it wasn't Ramstein, right? That's the big airport space there.
No, it was. I was about 3 hours from Ramstein. It was a small base that used to be the Air Force. Their headquarters in Europe.
Wiesbaden
base. It's called Lindsay Air Station in Wiesbaden, Germany.
Yeah, Wiesbaden.
And where the hospital sat was about 3 blocks away from the base, so it was an independent structure with its own compound.
Nice.
And it was attached, but they've closed all that down pretty soon after I had left there, and they've turned all that into what they call turnkey facilities, which is you just cover everything in plastic and turn the key back on when you're ready to open it up.
Right. It's just there for if and when we need it for now, but it's not being used. I'll tell you that the differences is when I was there in Germany in '83 and '84, there were 1 million Americans in Germany, and there is just a fraction of that now overseas since the fall. Because you were there, right? You were in '88, '80. You were there in the fall of the wall, right?
Yes, I was there. I actually had one of the flight nurses. I worked in the aerovac section of the hospital, and I had one of the flight nurses bring me back a souvenir of the wall when they went to Berlin.
Nice.
And they flew in, and that got lost in the divorce. I don't know where it ended up, but I don't have it anymore.
Just find any piece of rock and just say you got it. Just
I'm
any
gonna,
rock.
yeah, I'm gonna put some graffiti on it and say that was it right there.
Good stuff. You know what? I'm good. That's interesting. I was back in the day in '83 and '84. You could stand it. I was in Berlin, and you could stand at Checkpoint Charlie and look across at East Germany, and you could see at the Brandenburg Gate. It was on the other side of the wall from the west, so you actually had to look at the Brandenburg Gate from the free side to the occupied side. So yeah, man, that's interesting. That's fascinating. I really want to hear, at some point I'd like to talk to you on a personal note, find out what it was like to visit with the Germans as they were reunified from East and West, since you were actually on the ground, right?
Yes, it was. It became a safety factor at first because you would see little old ladies walking neighborhoods at 2 a.m, and then when the wall came down, people weren't able to do that anymore. It was the safety was compromised, but I think they've eventually kind of got the safety back. What I understand.
Yeah, I understand that it is what that's very interesting. Anything else exciting that you did? I mean, that's all fascinating stuff. Anything else what else did you have? What else did you do for the military since you were there? And during that time, it seems like you would have seen some, being in an Air Force base, that's kind of a connection point to what was going on in the Middle East, right?
Oh, we were direct I was there during Desert Shield, Desert Storm. We were direct support to that theater as in Aerovac. And we had a staging facility. And so we had to bus patients to and from the flight line at Frankfurt, Germany, about 30 minutes away. At Rhein-Main Air Base, and so I was basically the what you'd call a medical bus monitor. But
you saw a lot of personnel then influx from the wounded and or not from the theater, the war theater.
We saw more folks come through the Aerovac system from the buildup at Desert Shield because they were bored over there and they were playing football and doing really ignorant things, knee injuries and ankle injuries, and they'd have to ship them back home. Yeah.
I thought you would be talking about, hey, we got all these wounded people coming in, and now you're telling me we got ankle injuries from a basketball game.
Oh yeah, or severe allergies from getting into a desert environment that they've never been in, and they would get severe allergies and couldn't sustain their duty and had to be shipped back home. It was a lot of that, a whole lot of that.
Wow. Wow. Neat stuff, man. It is interesting. And man, I tell you what, if nobody tells you today, and if nobody mentions it today, I want to say thank you for your service to this country and how you did it and what you did with proudly. And I appreciate what it is you do and what it is you did. It is always wonderful when I hear about somebody doing what they do for this country and sacrificing a moment of their lives so that they could give in service of others. And thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It was my duty.
James, let's talk a little bit about you and at being home. You're married, or you're going to be married? Is that right?
I am engaged to marry. Yes.
You're engaged to be married. How long is that How long have you been engaged?
I have been engaged. This is about a year and 6 months.
All right, let's get it over with. Let's just pull the trigger. It's time.
Well,
right?
we were scheduled to. We wanted a destination wedding back in October, and COVID got it.
COVID.
Yep, COVID got it. We were talking about running away to marry, and just let's go away and get it done, be done with it, and then we'll have a huge reception.
Do it. Just save some money. Just do it. Just go. Who cares? It's just about you two anyway.
I told her we'll fly to Vegas. I'll get a Dumber and Dumber tux. I said the orange one because the blue doesn't look good on me. And we'll get married by a Chinese Elvis impersonator, and we'll get it done.
Nice. You know what? I want to see the video of that. If you could. Make sure, first of all, Chinese Elvis impersonator alone catches my attention. Just saying that in a sentence makes me smile. I don't even know if I could have said that without you saying it first, without cracking a smile. And if you get it done that way, man, James, you got to make sure that we're involved. We get a little bit of snippet of the video.
We'll have to post pictures before alcohol.
Exactly, because afterwards we're not posting any, right, James?
Oh no, I'm from the generation where we didn't take pictures. No evidence.
There's a rule when I go to Vegas. There's no cameras. I don't want a group picture. I don't want a selfie. I don't want any. If I'm in Vegas, I don't want you to act like that's just a phone. It doesn't have to be.
Man.
You got any children?
I have 3.
What do you have?
I have 2 girls and a boy, and I spread them out. It was I was married to my ex-wife for 24 years, and I divorced almost 8 years ago, and but anyway, I have my 2 girls, and then my youngest is my son. They're 26, 22, and almost 16. He'll be 16 in May.
Oh, 16-year-old boy, that's probably not a nightmare.
Oh, he's hard-headed like his mom's family. He's just like his mom's family. Yeah.
Blame her. Just blame her. All the problems, just blame her. There's no reason to even say that's not my problem. It's not my problem.
Man, he's like me, and I know he is. And being 16, my dad told me when I was 16 that, boy, if your butt was made out of rubber, you'd drag it on the sidewalk to listen to it squeal. And he's probably right. I would have.
That's pretty funny. Hey, did you? Your girls, you're 26 and 22. Congratulations, that's fantastic. Good stuff. You a grandfather yet?
Well, my daughter is pregnant and due in June, and so with my first grandbaby.
Man, congratulations. Do we know the? Have we done a reveal yet? Do we know what it's going to be?
It's supposed to be a little girl.
There you go. Congratulations, man. Another blessing, right?
And she's naming her Evelyn.
Evelyn. Man, that's fantastic. I can't wait. Man, we're going to need to see pictures of that. When that happens, let us know, and we'll announce it here on the air, man. That is a success and a joy in life, and we want to know when those things happen. We want you to share those here so that we can announce them as family knows about family, right?
Oh, yes, and I am so excited about that little girl. I can't wait to get my mitts on her.
I bet. That's good stuff right there. So, James, let's tell me a little bit about what you like to do. Well, first of all, how did you get into trucking? What after you left the Air Force? How did you find your way over to trucking?
Well, I came back into a depressed economy post Desert Storm. We were starting into the Clinton era at that time. It was late George Bush, early Clinton days, and so I wound up in the factory, and I did 2 or 3 jobs pretty quickly just to start making more money, because you pretty much had to start at the bottom. And my brother-in-law at that time, that was his lifelong goal, was to be a truck driver. And his dad drove a truck, my ex-father-in-law, and that's what he wanted to do. And I mean, he drove a heavy pickup, he pulled gooseneck trailers, he did all that stuff. And so I followed him because he was showing me where the money was. And that's one thing I learned in the military, was that I can't be cooped up inside all day. That drove me nuts, being in a building every day for years. And I'm not geared for that. I had the intelligence to be a good nurse's aide, or even better, but I just decided. And so I ended up becoming his swamper on a job where we hauled building materials. And that was what I term as my younger and dumber days. We hauled sheetrock, building studs, insulation, all the building products, and that stuff was heavy, and we had to hand unload all of it.
Of course you did. That's always the fun part.
Yeah, and he taught me to drive, and I ended up going and getting my Class B license and driving a straight truck for a year.
Right.
And then he quit there and went to work for a plant farm in Troop. And I saw the money he was making over there. It was really good money. And I enjoyed driving a truck. It was something I really started enjoying. So I went and got my Class A license, barely, but I got it. I'd had no experience. That was in 1992, February of 92. I ended up applying to the plant farm. We were running teams at the time, and they still considered me a swamper over there. And because we had to hand unload all the flowers. And so I lied and told him I had trailer experience. I had none. I had never backed up a trailer, not even on a pickup. I didn't know anything about that. And I was green, and I just had a license. That was it. But even then, I had the skills to wheel a truck. I just didn't have experience. And I had an old guy sitting in that passenger seat. He was about 6'4", 350 pounds, and was born and raised on a farm. He was about almost 50 years old. I called him an old guy then because I was in my early 20s. And he taught me to drive, taught me a lot of the skills I needed, and I still use today. But the first thing he would tell me was, don't scratch my transmission. And he would reach over and hit you on the back of the hand every time you did. And you had your hand on the stick. So I learned not to scratch transmission with a sore hand.
And stay off the clutch.
Exactly. I can't double clutch. I never learned to do it.
I never did either. So I've seen people do it. I just don't know how to do it. I ain't going to do it if I'm going to float.
No.
Well, James, that's cool. So let's, so real quick, you've been driving a long time. How, what is it you do outside the truck? Let's go back to James a little bit. What do you like to do when you're not in the truck? What's some of your favorite things to do?
I really enjoy shooting guns. I have
in particular, or just out in the open, just screaming and shooting them. What is it you like doing?
Well, I really enjoy more structure. I like going to target shooting, or if I have a chance to hunt, I do, but I don't shoot what I won't eat.
Right.
And I'm not a trophy guy. If I'm not going to eat it, I'm not going to kill it.
Right, I got you.
And but I don't make a lot of time for that. Usually my times, I do a lot of home remodel, and that's by necessity, not really but I enjoy doing that when I do it, and I'm not too bad at that.
Nice. There's a lot of remodel shows. Maybe we'll see you on a remodel show here, James.
I'm not that good.
Yeah, my wife watches a lot of those. I tell you, she likes. I go walk in and she's got one of those on all the time, one of those fixer-upper shows or anything. But but yeah, and then she has ideas. I'm telling you, that's not a good thing for them to look at, because then she's got ideas for you, right, James?
She has ideas for you.
Exactly. And I look at her like, where did you come up with that? She goes, well, I saw this show. And I'm like, okay, that's TV, honey.
Yeah.
So you like to do a little remodeling. You like to do you like to do some shoot. What is it you like to shoot most of? Rifles, pistols? What is it?
Well, I never could own a rifle. I mean, a pistol when I was married, or even a gun when I was married to my ex-wife. She had a thing about that, and she would have sold the guns while I was out of town. So I never owned guns or anything. Never got to shoot. So I enjoy shooting all of it.
Oh wow!
Since the divorce, I've purchased pistols, rifles, shotguns. I've got starting my collection late, but I'm it's getting a little more difficult now because you can't find the ammo. But I really enjoy all of it.
That's funny. I'll tell you, in a personal note, when I moved into my first apartment when I was a young man, the first thing I did was I ran around the house with a pair of scissors in my hands, because I couldn't do that when I was a kid. So I kind of understand exactly where you're coming from. Just kidding. So you got a grandbaby on the way. You got stuff coming, and man, I sure appreciate it. I'm going to ask you real quick. What is it? You're on the show a lot. What is it you get out of the show? What do you like about the
show? It connects me to the fundamentals of, number one, of driving, and things that I've become complacent with, because I've been driving pretty consistently since '92, and I've had a year here and a year there where I've had to take off and be home because of family reasons and things like that. Especially when my second child was born, she was one of those kids, and but I get a lot of the basic skills, speed, space, attention to things, a lot of it just reminds me to work back on the fundamentals and the basics on all the safety aspects of things, and to slow down and quit being in such hurry. Pushing doesn't really make you any time. You're not going to, if you're not driving that 5 miles an hour difference for 10 hours, you're not going to make any difference. It's so in that 3-hour drive you're going to have, that extra 5 miles an hour makes no difference whatsoever. Just a matter of a few minutes, and that's the only difference you'll ever make. And you drive so much more relaxed. So I get a lot of that, and also a lot of I get from the show is I get to learn personalities of people behind the scenes, of people around BCB, such as these interviews, such as you and Sir Rick going back and forth. I get to learn your personalities, even though I haven't got to spend any time around you.
Yeah, it is, man. We try to be as open and as front up, and we're trying to be as real as we can. I like that, and it is nice, and to learn something, and as long as you've been driving, and to appreciate some of the fundamentals that we talk about here is really, really nice. It's very, very appreciated. I like to ask everybody before we end the interview. I like to ask everybody if there was one thing that you could change positively for the company, if you had the opportunity, if you were the CEO, the president, or whatever, or you had the power to like that. Is there anything that you think that you might want to do?
Honestly, I don't know that I would make any changes. I think you guys are doing a really good job.
I appreciate that. You know what? And if something comes up, this was your shot. No, I'm kidding. If you always think of something, man, pick up a phone call. Make sure you let us know. Make sure you let us know what you got in mind, and do what you can. Hey, James, I want to say thank you. I want to tell you that I appreciate what it is you do. I appreciate your professionalism, your attention to detail, and your attention to doing what's right out there on the road, man. And thank you for your service to the country, and thank you for your service to BCB. And also, if they don't tell you today, man, thank you for your service to the country that you continue to provide out there pulling freight each and every day. You're much more of a hero than you're recognized to me. You guys and gals in the trucks make a genuine difference to this country. And I hope that you get, if anything that you get from us today or anything that you get from this interview, I hope you know that everybody here at BCB really, really wants you to know that we appreciate who you are and what it is you do.
Well, I sure thank you guys. I appreciate what all of the people in the office do. I appreciate all the support that we get in the structure y'all put around us. That really does help us out here.
Man, you know what? And we're going to continue to make it better. We're going to continue to make it better for you. And we're going to continue to learn. We're going to make mistakes. I'm going to tell you right now, but man, if we can just learn from them and move past them and get better at it, man, I think that, hey, thanks, James, man. Have a great day. Be safe. I know you got to get going here in just a second. We got to get the show done. I hope everybody has a great and wonderful day. Remember, keep one of our own in your prayers for his family. And with that, I hope everybody out there is a blessing upon somebody else today by not only taking care of themselves, but taking care of the person next to you each and every time. God bless, Godspeed, and drop the mic.